the last 2.5 years movement
I can get up again.
in interest rates. And I think it also, to me, that also passes the reasonable test and the sniff test, because ultimately what matters most to the bond market in terms of macro data, it's not housing data. That doesn't drive the bond market. It's the two drivers of the Fed mandate, and it's employment and inflation. And it's not perfect. Again, there's no one variable that describes anything, or a handful of variables, but that bottomed out simultaneously in
these guys
September,
are talking fucked up.
Right
I
around,
think.
obviously, I know when the Fed cut 50.
About Fed.
To me,
Elon Musk's
the
mom.
idea that the Fed cut 50 and that's why yields went up doesn't
I
really
told
hold
him
a
they
lot of
can't
water.
feed her like
We can get into that.
Try.
It also bottomed.
Oh my
in
God,
the
dude!
end
They
of December,
shouldn't try to kill
when,
her like that.
Yields started bottoming too. It peaked in April.
I paid the money.
With, unemployment data that missed, and so
look, they just took $3 billion for it.
Again, I'm not dismissing these other potential
They
rationales
proved
for
this
why
shit.
yields are moving. I just don't think I've never seen anyone kind of quantify them, and nor are we sure that they're consistent. Every 3 months we can't look for a new driver of bond yields, but the only consistent one I can point to is again economic data that are really important for the Fed and the bond market.
Which yields are you talking about? Like the 10-year?
These guys, they talk to grandmas. I'm like, well, why are you talking to me?
Everything is kind of peaked and troughed at the same inflection points.
So call up grandma on the phone.
Yeah, I've done it with a 10-year, I've done it with a 2-year, I've done it with Fed 12-month.
A huge
fucking Fed someone.
The short end fell 100 bips because they cut, obviously. And then the long end went up like 70 or 80 years.
People talk about wanting to end the Fed.
The steepener happened while yields were either falling or actually increasing.
When their kids fucked up.
Most of the yield curve steepening took place.
The curve totally twisted. So like the 10-year
Elon's pushing it down more.
The 5-year, everything from about the
he's actually hoping it goes up. Like, stop, you're
and then
gonna
the
kill
short
my
end
mom.
obviously fell because the Fed cut.
Or he made a movie called Stop, or my mom will shoot.
Which period are you talking about?
While they were cutting, and at the very end of it, that's how the curve changed. So if you were to plot out,
so which curve?
The whole curve. So if you took if you took everything from like your 3-month tenor out to say 10 years, let's say,
gonna have to buy more INF.
The whole thing, the long end went up and the short end fell. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, from point to point, that's happened. I'm worried about these, 4-month moves where somebody mentioned earlier they go up and down, up and down.
Oh, yeah. So the 10-year has been doing that for the last, I don't know.
Yeah. I want to make sure you guys don't talk past each other. I think you're on the same page. So, I think just
I'm not talking about curve.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 2 years and out. So
all right. Carry on. Keep going. You're on a roll. Keep going.
So, I would actually. I've counted.
Your Honor's roll.
The end of 2022.
I told you I paid for it.
Where rates were kind of bottoming out at. And again, I'm talking about the 10-year, where we bottomed out at 330. Give or take 340.
He went around
chasing ass,
killed a
kind of
woman.
Low on the floor in the 10-year was around 330, 340 between December of 2022 and.
Dude, these guys are filled with love.